Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Generation Tech. Screw it. I'm so excited right now. I don't even know where my hat is. I don't even know where I am right now. Where the heck am I? We learned tons of new information about Episode 8, The Last Jedi, so far at Star Wars Celebration, but the trailer just blew my mind. Here's our top 10 things we just learned. Number 1. Kylo Ren's mask is clearly destroyed. It looks like it's been crushed into little pieces, and there's clearly a dent in the helmet, and smoke is coming out of the eye socket. It's also lying on some broken glass. Knowing Kylo Ren's mood swings, this could be one of his famous violent outbursts. But what does that mean? Is the mask symbolic of his former self? Is it something that he needs to leave behind in order to continue on his path? Perhaps discarding the mask means Kylo Ren no longer worships Darth Vader as a role model and a mentor. Whatever the case, be sure we'll be able to see Kylo Ren's face a lot more this time around. Number 2, the temple that Luke was looking for on Ahch-To was in fact a Jedi Temple. We see, possibly in one of the temple's rooms, a book with a Jedi or Bendu emblem on the cover. Now, we've had a theory that it's possible that Luke's been waiting this entire time for someone else to come help him open the temple. Most Jedi and Sith temples in canon require at least 2 Force users, usually a master and apprentice, to open them. Should be interesting to see what Luke has learned from inside the temple. Number 3, there's paper in Star Wars. Finally, that age-old question is answered. Again, in the shot, we see a bookshelf filled with books, and these books are not made with flimsy plast, but good old parchment paper. From what we know, Jedi and Sith both usually use holocrons to store information. Holocrons are like super hard drives that can contain incredible amounts of information and even a VI interface. Some holocrons could even teach people. So the fact that this temple is full of books means that it's possibly very old. Old enough to even predate the technology of holocrons, which makes me wonder if this indeed is the first Jedi Temple. Luke is teaching Rey to reach out and sense both the light and dark side of the Force. When she finds them, she also finds balance.
What do you see? Light. Darkness. Balance.
And when she says the word balance, we see what appears to be the old Jedi book. But is it a Jedi book? Now, this is something that we've been talking a lot about on our channel. In Legends, the star emblem we see being used by the Jedi actually comes from an order called the Dai Bendu. They were kind of precursors for the Jedi, an ancient order of Force users who wielded both the light and dark side of the Force. I think the teachings that Luke finds in these books are going to be quite different from the philosophy of the Jedi Order that we already know of. I think they're going to take inspiration from an ancient order, possibly something that's similar to the Legends Jedi Order. Number 5, Luke says it's time for the Jedi to end.
It's time for the Jedi to end.
Daisy Ridley revealed during the panel that when Rey first meets Luke, he's not what she expected. Luke has gone through some terrible things since Episode 6. I think he sees the flaws of the original Jedi Order, or at least in his own teachings, after Kylo Ren betrayed him and all his former students. It seems like we'll see Mark Hamill channel his inner Joker and present a Luke Skywalker that's darker than anything we've seen before. It should be interesting to see how Rey's youth and optimism affects him. Will Luke come back to the light, or will Rey go towards the gray? We're going to do an in-depth analysis video of this soon, I promise. Number 6, we'll see more flashbacks to what happened during the destruction of Luke's order. Daisy Ridley also said a lot more information about Rey's background and past will be revealed as well. I'm extremely curious about what went wrong with Luke's order and how Snoke was able to influence Kylo to turn. Was it because of the surprise reveal that Darth Vader was Kylo Ren's grandfather? Now, I'm sure he's pretty angry that his own mother and father kept that news from him this entire time. Also, could we finally find out who Rey's parents are? I know we all want to know. Could it be one of Luke's students? Number 7, the First Order is on the offensive. Although they suffered the loss of Starkiller Base, the Republic has lost their central government. And being a more authoritarian government, it makes sense that the First Order is more unified and ready to mobilize. This is going to be awesome. I hope they really learned from all the feedback we gave them about Rogue One. We want to see more giant battles. I'm also wondering who will be in charge of the New Republic. I'm sure some of the senators have survived. Most likely it won't be Leia. She'll be leading the fight as a military leader. She's also been in exile since it's been revealed that Darth Vader is in fact her father. I guess the public apparently forgot that she once led the rebellion. It's also been rumored that Benicio del Toro will be playing some kind of government figure. Maybe he'll take control of the government in a fashion similar to Palpatine. Desperate time calls for desperate measures. Number 8. I'm pretty sure these are the New Republic's Mark One Starhawk, or at least some variant of it. They first appear in the Star Wars Aftermath novels. They're the first ships commissioned by the New Republic Navy. The rebels were tired of stealing Imperial ships and using cargo ships and medical frigates as war vessels. They made sure that the Starhawk had all the most advanced technology available. The ship was described as having a blade-like nose and were built largely from repurposed Imperial ships that were captured by the Rebellion. You guys know I'm always excited about new Star Wars ships, and I'm sure Ben is too. He'll probably do an episode about this. Oh, by the way, number 8.5, we also see an A-Wing, so they're back. Number 9, there's going to be a crazy epic ground battle. I have no idea what these ground skimming vehicles are, but they seem to belong to the Resistance because they're charging huge ATATs looming in the distance. The ATATs seem normal and not like the guerrilla walkers that everyone's been talking about, but who knows? It seems like the desert itself is made out of some red sand or dust material, which means the planet is probably rich in metals like iron or copper. My guess is that these skimmers, which kind of look like a B-wing now that I think about it, are especially designed to deal with walkers. They're pretty wide and fly low to the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if these vehicles could deploy tow cables or some kind of mechanism that was designed to attack the vulnerable legs of a walker. Number 10. We kind of knew this, but Finn is still in recovery mode for some time in the beginning of the movie. It's either that or he's passed out in some kind of ODST pod. Joking. It looks like he's in some kind of chamber and he has a protective suit on him. Maybe it's a pressure chamber to keep his body still after he suffered a pretty damaging strike to his spine from Kylo Ren. Or it could just be a bacta tank. But don't worry guys, Finn might be sleeping in the first act, but he'll definitely be back and he'll be serious. Or at least that's what John Boyega says. Oh yeah, and most likely he's Luke Skywalker's son. Alright guys, I'm shaking with excitement after seeing this trailer. It was awesome. I'm so pumped to see The Last Jedi now. I wrote the script within like an hour of watching the trailer, so I got a lot more things I want to talk about. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button so I don't miss out on it. And as usual guys, thanks for joining us today. If you're watching this, you are Generation Tech.